Welcome everybody to Co-op Guild. Ooh, wrong screen. There we go. Spoilers. So
I'm still
this
here. Speaking of which, I just need to close my door so nobody runs by while we're recording.
no
So
problem. Go do that real quick.
I'll be right back.
Yep. Welcome everybody to Co-op Guild. This is Co-op Chat. So this is our try to be as weekly as we can. A weekly live chat about various board game topics. And with Gen Con coming up in August, we thought we'd talk about Gen Con in this chat. So if you want to learn about Gen Con, especially about the games, co-op games at Gen Con, things to check out, demo, play, whatever, you've come to the right place. So we'll talk about that. We will talk about some tips and tricks about Gen Con experience as a whole, and where, if you do attend Gen Con, where you can meet up with us. So we'll talk about all that fun stuff. So lots of friends here. See, hey Dom, how's it going? Welcome. David, nice to see you here. Rook's here. Let's see, we got Derrick. Snow's here. Chris, welcome. Let's see, Brian's here. Pickle's here. Awesome. Lots of friends. Lots of friends. So, hey Elaine, welcome. Okay. Yes, Gen Con's coming up. I'm super excited for it. We are going to be there. Kim is also going to be there. It's going to be her first time going to Gen Con, so I'm excited to see how that goes for her. So, should be a fun time. Move this down a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So, Gen Con is a lot. It's like, what, 65,000 people? Is that right? Something like that?
Gen Con is a lot. Is like it's an understatement.
It really is. So I have been a number of times. I don't even know how many times I've been to Gen Con at this point. So a little bit personal history for me is I attended Purdue University, which is about like an hour or so from Indy. And the fun thing is like when I would move into school for that school year, if I moved in like a few days early, a week early, it almost always coincided with Gen Con. So I'd move in early, and then before classes start, I would drive down to Gen Con and go attend it. And so that was my first time, like, going there hanging out. And it was just a fun, like, last hurrah before the school year started, right?
Yeah. So Gen Con last year broke attendance records.
Yeah.
Last year, they said that they hosted over 70,000 attendees. However, they feel that they reached around the 85,000 100,000 number, like
That's
between there,
insane.
for the amount of people that attended Gen Con last year. And I feel that that's true.
There was a lot of people last year, for sure.
Yeah,
Hey, Dan, boiler up! So, yeah, there's a lot of people. And it can be very overwhelming, for sure. There's basically two main areas of Gen Con. There's the exhibitor hall, and then there's the event hall, right? There's other areas too around.
Yeah, all of downtown.
Exactly. Basically, yeah. It's fun because like you go to restaurants and they're all like Gen Conified. So like they'll have like fun menu items like with nerdy references and stuff like that. It's a good time. It's a good time.
It definitely does a huge service for the city, right? Because the amount of money that it generates, I think last year it was nearly $75 million that came in just because of Gen Con, from the economic impact of it. So businesses like hotels, restaurants, Airbnb, all those other places, even airports, because not everybody can drive in, people fly into it. So even the airports, the airlines made a ton of money from just this. I believe that this is the biggest board game convention in America, I believe.
That's correct. Yeah, that's correct.
But the biggest one in the world is Essen, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a bigger space for sure, and I think it's bigger. The problem is Essen, how they keep track of attendance is very different than Gen Con, so you can't compare them apples to apples.
Okay.
But despite that, it's probably bigger anyway. So
yeah. The one thing us nerds can do is spend more money. Fair enough, Dad. Fair enough.
Hey, Dom, I've only been to PAX Unplugged. I can't imagine even bigger. I've not been to PAX Unplugged. I want to. That sounds really fun. So I gotta get to some.
Yeah. I promised Brian and tiny that I would go to PAX. So I at some point I need to put that in the list to make it to PAX.
Are you going this year or?
No,
Okay.
no. This year is Gen Con, and then I need to vacation somewhere.
Yeah, no, blame you. Yeah, maybe we should stop on next year. Maybe going to PAX. That'd be fun. So,
yeah.
All right. Are we talking CMON exclusives? Yes, we will. We'll be talking about that. Okay, so let's jump into. Actually, one more tip. Actually, a few more tips, then we'll jump into games. So, when you get to Gen Con, if you go there, I highly recommend getting there Wednesday. And the first thing you do is go get your badge.
Yes.
First thing, it's normally real easy. Walk up, get your badge. If you don't already have it, you're good. If you have the option to have it mailed to you, that's the best approach in my opinion. It's definitely worth the money. It's not the end of the world if you're there Thursday morning to get your badge. The line will be super long, but it does move along pretty well considering how many people are there. It's just a lot of people, so you'll be waiting around. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. And a lot of people who go just to be warned, if you're like, oh, I don't have to worry about it, I'll buy my badge when I get there. The all weekend one, like the whole con one, sells out pretty fast.
Yeah.
The start of Gen Con. So getting there early, getting your badge. If you did not order it and you're going to wait till you get to the con, get there early and get your badge.
For sure.
Or else the all day, like the first of the fourth one, is going to sell out. So
yeah, absolutely. I'll also mention that when you go to the convention, the doors open for the exhibitor hall at 10 a.m. each day. And so there's normally like a huge mob of people who want to get in at 10 a.m. for various reasons. It's really crazy to see. Like, if you haven't seen it, just either be part of it. If you want to be part of that craziness, feel free to. But if you don't, you go up to the top level, you can watch the massive people. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I think it's called the running of the nerds.
Yeah, the running of the nerds. You got it. No running.
So they have what they have is they have the opening ceremonies where someone's talking and they have the big huge die that they throw out and stuff like that for fundraising. But after that, they give you the speech and they make everyone yell out no running. And then when they open the door, you just see it's like a flood that just washes through the doors as people are trying to be the first or close to the first in line at their first choice to pick up an exclusive. So I would say that if you can handle crowds, a one-time experience is warranted, and then after that, just go up to the top mezzanine and watch the chaos.
Now, the funny thing is, if you wait like 15 minutes, you can walk straight in. It's not a problem. Yeah. It's just that mass of people that gathers up. So
unless you're going for Lorcana, then you're going to be queued around the building.
That's true. Yeah, Lorcana line was ridiculous last year for sure. So
the other thing, the things that a lot of people talk about that, but we also need to talk about kind of comfort, right? There's different levels of comfort for you to deal with. The first one that you have to deal with is footwear.
Yes, right? Super important.
If you are new to Gen Con, you haven't been there before, you're going to be walking a lot. And if you're not used to that or moving around, that could become an issue. So you need to take care of your feet, right? I personally, because of Stacy, and I don't know if she's in the chat, probably not, but I purchased some Hoka Bondis, HOKA BONDI shoes. They are perfect. I am flat-footed, which means my feet get sore super fast and I can't stay on my feet a ton. But with those shoes, I was able to walk all day and be fine.
That's awesome.
So make sure they're on the expensive side, but they so are worth it. They last a long time, so you will get your money's worth out of it. So I'd say be sure to wear some shoes that are going to be super comfortable.
Yep. Sure.
Do you have any comfort tips as well?
No, the comfort tips I would say was going to be the shoes. That's number one. Number two is I would say bags is another thing, a possible comfort thing. Like if you go to, not every vendor will have this, but a lot of vendors have these giant tote bags you can buy when you buy a game with them, so you
Oh
can carry
yeah.
stuff around. But my personal opinion is I like having a very small, narrow bag because when you're navigating the crowds, if you spin around, you don't want to be smacking people, right? And dealing with these big bags. I mean, it's sometimes inevitable because you got tons of games on big games, so I get it.
Yeah.
Not a huge deal, but definitely you'll see me walk around with a very narrow bag on my back. So
Yeah, they have people who walk. I don't know if you saw those traveler board game bags.
hmm
They have people who have those on. Now these are tight walking spaces. It's not because the aisles are tight. It's just because it's packed with people.
yeah,
And so you're walking through there, and then you're going to get slammed by somebody with one of those bags because they're not watching where they're going,
yeah.
or they're unaware, or they squirreled over somewhere to look at something. And a lot of people walk around with those. Don't bring those. I know Rob over at Rob's Gaming Table talked about this a couple years ago, but where it was, yeah, don't bring those. If you have, it's just kind of being conscious of where you are as you're swinging that
Yeah,
brick around, and who you could possibly hit.
I get
So,
it. I mean, it just beware. So, um, oh, the other thing, talking about wireless and internet connection, stuff like that. They
hmm
do have internet connection there. You will probably not be able to get on it. And not because it's locked down, but because there's so many people, the bandwidth can't handle it. So, the heads up, don't expect that to be true.
the indie D slam is brought to its knees.
Yeah, it really is. So, that's been one major reason why I've never streamed from Gen Con because, like, I don't think I could, like, the connection won't be there. So,
That's not a rumor, Dan. It's not a rumor. I'm giving out hugs.
hug machine.
I need to get a new shirt that says hug machine.
Actually, that's a good lead in. If you see me, and I'm sure Derrick the same way, come up say hi. I don't care what we're doing. Just come say hi to us. I love meeting you guys. So
Yeah.
where the big what's the selling point for me to go to Gen Con is meeting people. Meeting the people I've been working with, publisher side, meeting the people who I've been chatting with on Discord and YouTube and everywhere else. Like that is why I love Gen Con so much. So um
Yeah, definitely. We'll be there. Colin Barrett from Meet Me at the Table will be there. Jen from Gen Cam Plays Board Games will be there. So just come up, say hi. And we want to meet you all.
mhm.
So yeah, for sure.
Cool. Okay, let's jump into some game stuff because that's probably why you're here. So, we went through and pulled out some games and others games that you can maybe purchase or demo or just be aware of at the convention that we're going to talk through today. So let's start with the first one. I see Dom is here, so I'm going to pull this one. Dom brought this to my attention. But we have Bomb Busters. So I just heard about this from Dom, just like when he posted on our Discord a few hours ago, whatever. So don't have a whole lot of information on this, but it seems it's a cooperative game. It is illustrated by Dom, which is really cool. So, but it looks like you are working together trying to guess the wires to cut in the right order, and you only have so many tries to get it correct.
Oh, that's cool.
It sounds cool. Yeah, I want to check this one out. So thanks for putting on my list, Dom. So
Yeah. So this will be at Gen Con?
it will be at Gen Con, yep.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll be able. I assume it's for purchase. I wasn't able to narrow that down.
Okay.
You can definitely check it out there. So, yeah, that is. I don't know. Looks cool. I'm there. Especially supporting Dom, I'll do it. So.
That needs to be an event in Gen Con, Dan.
Brought generic tickets home to Steve will host an event. Steve reads
rulebooks to me.
It's so funny because like when Derrick and I sit down and play a game, like Derrick will open the box, pull stuff out, and he just I'll
Yep.
take the rule book. Thank you. So
Otherwise, we're gonna be there for. Let's say it's a rule book that takes you 30. That takes the average person 30 minutes to read. We'll be there for about 3 hours while I read it. So here you go. There you go. Let me unpack this stuff while you do that.
Oh yeah, Yogi. You get piggyback from Derrick, then you will be tall. That's true. Yeah.
I'll have to ask Barrett how tall I am.
You're probably up to 8 feet now. Derrick's tall, but not like super tall, but he's definitely tall. So it says, oh yeah, it's developed by a great designer to design of trains. Oh sweet, cool. Yeah. So I want to check that one out. Bomb Busters. So alright. That's the first one, and that's at Pegasus Spiel. As you can find that one. Okay, let's jump to oh, this is probably a big one a lot of people are excited for. The Mandalorian Adventures. So was it this on your list too, Derrick, to check out?
Yes, it is. The Mandalorian, because it's the Mandalorian, so I got to check it out. I mean, this is the way, right?
That's right. That's right. So this one, it's only for demo, my understanding. I don't think you can purchase it.
Okay. So checking it out will be fine.
Yeah. But if unexpected games, I'm curious about this one. I know that Mike from One Stop Co-op Shop, he has a preview copy. He'll be covering this one.
Okay.
And he's on embargo right now, so he can't really say much about it. But I would definitely go check out One Stop for content in the future.
Okay.
I have one game on my wish list. I feel tame. You gotta let me know, Yogi. What game is it?
Yeah, I've got a couple. Of course, we'll talk about that in a second. I have the highest one on my list that I'll be looking for.
Do you want to jump to that right now, or do you want to save it?
No, you got a bullet point. Let's do your bullet point.
I'm just jumping around to games. So
then jump around. We'll get there.
Okay. The reading needs to be traumatization. From reading dribble, that'd be amazing. Snow.
Yeah, I haven't done much research on this one. I just saw Mandalorian. I was like, yeah, I'll check it out.
This one, yeah. Well, the fact that Brady Sadler, he's one of the Sadler brothers, he had a very high praises for this, and him and Corey K, they're friends of. So he got a chance to play it, and he was like, "This is Corey's best design," and I think Corey is a really good designer. So I'm optimistic for this one.
Okay.
So we'll see.
All right.
But yeah, I'm hoping to sit down and check it out, and of course, I plan to do a video after Gen Con, probably with everyone. We'll talk about our experiences, talk about all these games, and give you the lowdown on it. So.
Cool.
Okay, so that is Mandalorian. Oh yeah, Yogi Bear. It is supposed to, I think it's family friendly. So we'll see what happens. I got my family hooked on Robinson Crusoe. Speaking of which, I don't have on this list Retro Care, but Robinson Crusoe, it looks like you can buy the adventure book at Gen Con.
The one that came with the collector's edition?
That's right, well, exactly.
Okay.
So like cool. if you like Robinson Crusoe and you didn't get the collector's edition, I would actually recommend the book, the scenario book. Actually, I have it nearby. Oh, I can't quite reach it. But yeah, so that book is awesome. It looks like they're selling it separately. That's something I would definitely recommend getting. I got the whole set, collectors and all expansions. Nice Retro Care. Yeah, it's a fun one. Something about Robinson Crusoe. I really like that game. It's a good one.
It makes sense why you like it. I've still been searching for reasons why I do. I mean, I do like it. I like it a lot, but for all reasons, it makes no sense why I like it. It is a game that has been Steved.
I don't have to make that one harder. It's already hard enough. So, okay, let's jump around to some stuff. Let's jump to Incredible Dreams. So, Incredible Dream Studios is going to have Kinfire Delve Kalas's lab?
Kalas's
lab.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this, if you're familiar with the Kinfire Delve series, we've done a couple of videos on this channel on it. I think you've covered on your channel too, Derrick, right?
Not yet, but okay. That's on the docket to get a series recorded for that.
Yeah, Kinfire Delve, it is different than Kinfire Chronicles, very different. In fact, it's a small standalone package. It is a card-based game where you are playing as heroes, and you've got each hero has a unique deck of cards, and you're playing your cards as efficient as possible to get through a a dungeon. A dungeon is represented by this huge deck, and if you get to the bottom, there's a boss you have to defeat, and you win the game. Uh, Very cool game, honestly, and the price to production is insane, meaning that like it's very cheap and the production quality is amazing, absolutely amazing. The artwork, the even the box itself is like super thick and everything. It's great.
Yeah.
So there's three of them. They're
Mm-hmm.
all standalone, but they can be combined, meaning that you can take heroes from one box and play them with another box. And also, each box is only two-player, but you can take heroes from another box to play up to four players.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a fun small game. 45 to 60 minutes is pretty accurate in terms of the playtime. They are selling a playmat with it now for pre-order, with the series, and I believe they're looking into creating a like all in where you can actually fit everything in one box.
Oh, that's nice. I didn't know
So so I did pre-order playmat because I'm weak and sad. But
that.
I'm looking to see news on the all-in box, because once you sleeve the cards, they don't fit in the boxes that they come in.
Yeah.
And that the cards are just too nice for me
Yeah.
to leave unsleeved, to be honest. So
Yeah, the art and they like foil back and everything. It's the gorgeous,
yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
gorgeous game. So easy recommend for me if you want to look something on the small side, cheaper side. This is a good choice.
What's unique about it, Steve?
What's unique about it? What do you mean?
Yeah, that was the question from Dom in the chat. What's unique
Oh,
about Kinfire?
what's unique about it? Probably the fact that everyone shares life. Like
Yeah.
it's one life total for everyone at the table, so it's 10 life, and when that's gone, everyone loses, right?
Mhm.
So that's kind of unique. You don't normally see that in too many games. Uh, the the thing that's unique to it from an Incredible Dream Studio perspective, but not unique to it between their game selection, is the boosting ability. Like how there's three different color cards in the game, and when somebody plays a card, you can play another card to help them out, but it has to match the color. So this is true in the other game, Kinfire Chronicles. It's true in this as well. So
Yeah.
that's unique to their series of games, but not necessarily this game specifically. But yeah, it's if you're interested, Dom, take a look at some videos. It's definitely worth it.
Yeah,
So
and you can play this game 3 to 4 player, but you'll get a lower hand size.
that's
So,
correct.
but I think that's the only way. That's the way that they scale the game.
Yep. And just to answer, I know you saw it answered in chat already, Derek, but yeah, Barrett is on vacation, so that's why he's not here with us today. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, that's a cool game. Confire Delve, definitely recommend it. So that's at Incredible Dreams Studios.
yeah. Looking forward to that.
Me too. Yeah, that one you could buy, is what I understand it.
Yes, you will be able to purchase it there, as well as the other two. I believe will be there as well.
Yep, that's
And
correct.
they're usually with the Foreteller group, so you can say hi to Thomas and crew at the Foreteller booth.
I don't have a list. You think you might be right though. I don't see it
Yeah,
on my
they were
list.
there last year. That's how I got Kinfire.
Yep. There you
I went to see Thomas, and they're like, "Hey, have you heard about Kinfire?" I was like,
go.
Did you do the narrations for it?" We sure enough did. Damn it.
Let's talk about a big game that you can demo. Elder Scrolls from Chip 3
Ooh.
Games.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot purchase this one, but what I understand it, they'll have tons of demos out there.
Yeah.
You could have the demos and the events sold out very quickly, but you can still go to their booth and do a short demo of the game at their booth.
Correct. Correct.
But my understanding is the pledge manager to get in on this won't close until after Gen Con. So this is like your last chance to try it, see if you want it, and you can get in on that. So
Yeah, and just to give people a sense of this, I don't know if you've like, for people who love lore, Elder Scrolls is filled with lore.
mm,
Every region of Scrolls have had a game made for each specific region, and then there's the online game after that. After those regions were done, that opened up the entire world and connected them all together. And this, to me, I think this is just 2 regions that this game's going to cover.
I think that's
So
true for the base game, but then there's expansions that take you to other regions.
no, I think both of those. Let me go. Let me go. I always gotta validate, make sure I'm not talking stupidness. So
While you do that, I'll ask this quick question.
uh,
Retro cares a question. Gen Con is always in the U.S., right? That is true. It's always
yes,
the U.S. and then historically it's been in Indy for a very, very, very long time. It actually started in Wisconsin, in Geneva, Wisconsin, hence the name Gen Con. It's actually from that.
I did not know that.
Yep. Actually, Gen Con started with a bunch of friends in the basement. To be honest, you would play
So it started like Game of Palooza, is what you're saying.
yeah, guy, RPG, D&D guide, Guidex.
Uh huh.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Gary Guidex.
Gary
Anyway, he was
Gygax.
involved with it initially. So,
Okay.
so anyway, yeah. So, but yeah, it's always in Indy, and it's always the first weekend of August. And yes, if you're in Europe, Spiel is definitely closer to you for sure. For sure.
And so the regions are Black Marsh, High Rock, and actually there's 4 regions. Sorry, I was wrong. 5 regions. Cyrodiil's in it. Actually, let me make sure. I know Black Marsh and High Rock are in it, but let me check in. Those are the guilds, the regions that are going to be in the game. I think it's Black Marsh and High Rock, and Cyrodiil's the expansion, I believe.
Okay. So there's a lot to
So
this game.
yeah, so you're saying no, Valenwood is the expansion.
Oh,
Valenwood,
okay.
Black Marsh, and High Rock. Those are the ones. So yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of content, a lot of story, a lot of really good stuff. They've unlocked so many characters, combinations that people can put together to play, which will be amazing.
Yeah, Snow says, I remember someone having a big map of Tamriel that was circled. Makes it the whole thing. And Chris says,
Just this.
I thought it was
Just
all, but
this.
the area is the expansion. Yeah, so there's other areas in the expansions. Yeah, so
Yeah, so it'll be good though.
Mhm.
There's they can go a lot of places with this.
For sure.
I mean, I know Morrowind isn't in there, but it would be cool if it was.
Yeah.
And they've got Somerset. They have Skyrim, of course. They've got a ton of content that they can put forward. But yeah, we're gonna try to demo it and play it and
Mhm.
see what it is. For if you're curious as to the playstyle and you haven't been keeping up with a lot of the stuff going on with this game, their base is too many bones, right? So with the
Mhm.
chips and the health and all that that's stacked on top as you're moving around the board, but they've expanded out the map a little bit instead of it being a 4x4 board or a 5x5 board, sorry, and um, you can now customize a character when you build them to give you a lot of modularity, and there's a lot of story behind the
Mhm.
game that you play. So if you think Too Many Bones is 1.0, then I'd probably say Elder Scrolls is about what 5.0, because in between there was Too Many Bones, its iterations, then there was Hoplomachus, its iterations, Victorum, and
Yeah.
then this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I really love Victorum, but when I heard this was coming out, I was like, okay, I'll call Victorum and get this. But Victorum was a fun game.
Yep. So I'm excited. I'm hoping, like I said, we'll get a chance to demo it. We can tell you more later. So
Yeah. Afterwards, definitely we'll be able to
right.
intelligently speak about.
So
Um,
Dan has a comment about Gen Con Palooza needs to happen. We have more talk about that very soon. So that is happening.
That's how it started, right? If Gen Con started in some guy's basement, truly Game of Palooza.
Yeah, it's true. Retro has a comment here. You know what I will really want as a game? Paleo is very underrated. I agree. Paleo is an excellent game.
Oh, his comment's hidden behind my head.
Oh yeah. Let me fix that. Oh, where's my mouse? There you go. Boop, there. Much better. Just
Oh my
kidding.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, fixed it. Fixed it.
Fixed it. There you go. But I would just wish it would be a bigger, more expert level. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you want a game... Actually, I can fix it here really easily. I was changing my layering earlier, so... Um, yeah, if you want something like Paleo, but more involved, what would that be? That might be Stone Saga.
I barely remember Paleo. I played it once and with you. you taught
It's
me how to
very
play
different
it,
though. It's just
I
theme
barely
wise.
remember it.
Yeah, Palo's great though. Really great. I don't think Palo's so as underrated since it's always sold out. That's true, Snow. That's true. Yep. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see what we got here. So that was Elder Scrolls. That's at Chip 3 Games.
Yep.
Let's jump to another publisher, and they have two games I want to talk about. We have Plathead Games. So Derrick and I are real big fans of Ashes Reborn.
Yep.
So they're going to have the latest Siege of Lordswall there to purchase. If you haven't got a chance, they'll be available. This is, what Chimera is this? It's like the fourth one they've done? I forget.
Now you're gonna have me look that up too.
But yeah, quite a few of them. And so, yeah, if you can get that and the other sets available. I'm missing the one before this, the Blight of Never set, so I'm going to pick up that one there. So
I thought you had gotten that one already.
No, I was dumb. I didn't realize there was a pre-order system, so I missed it. And I just never ordered it because, this gives me a fun excuse to go to Plaid Hat booth and talk to them.
So if we're not counting the base corpse of Veros, this is the third expansion. There was the Frostwall, the Neverset, and the Lordswall. So this is the third expansion, and we're awaiting what's coming next.
2, 3, 4. So there should be 3 more after this, I think. So that's cool.
Because they're doing it for each dice set. Yeah,
that's right. Each dice set. Yep. So that's cool. But at Plaid Hat, this is one of my games for the con. I say that I'm not say that as like I'm really anticipating this one. Wandering Galaxy. So this is fully co-op, of course, by Plaid Hat, and you're a ragtag group of space explorers on a ship, and you have no money, and so you're taking random jobs in this galaxy to try to make a living for yourself. Honestly, kind of like a little bit like Firefly in that theme sense. But yeah, it looks really fun. Looks really cool. I'm excited we'll be demoing this one, trying this one out. I'll get back to it. It is currently on Kickstarter.
I
think it's Kickstarter, not GameFound, which is their first crowdfunding game Plaid Hat's done. They've never done that before, so you can learn more about it there. But yeah, I'm really interested in this one.
Yeah, this I like Dead of Winter, which is a Crossroads game.
Mm-hmm.
I have not played any of their other Crossroads games. I know there's 2 more, I think, but I haven't played any other ones. But I love Dead of Winter, and then this one is all right. Well, it's space, and it's a crossword game in space, and someone threw in the word Firefly, and I was sold. So I actually backed it on to Kickstarter to help that fund.
Mm-hmm.
Will this be available for purchase at Gen Con?
No.
Okay, just
because I think you have to go through the Kickstarter, but they're demoing it so you can back it, I think.
Okay.
So Wandering Galaxy. So I'm really curious about that one. By the way, if you want to know information like ASAP as soon as possible, I will be sharing thoughts on the Co-op Guild Discord. It's free to join. Just hop on there, but there's a channel on that server that is Gen Con 2024, and so there will be coordinating things, sharing thoughts and pictures and all that fun stuff, so you can follow along with us if you're not attending. I played the animal one. It was Forgotten Waters. It's excellent. I don't know the animal one they're talking about from Plaid Hat. Not sure what that is. Yeah, thank you for dropping the link to Discord. Sweet. All right.
Okay. Yeah, so Skyrim's locations that you get in the game, it looks like it's Skyrim, Morrowind, Cyrodiil, High Rock, and the Black Marsh.
There you go.
Yeah, which means expansions for Hammerfell, Somerset Isles, elsewhere could be out there, which will be great.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sorry, continue.
Cool. Okay, let's keep going. This is one you had on your list, Derrick, from Osprey Games, Undaunted. 20.
Yeah, we had a big old talk about this one where we talked about how people really love the Undaunted series, and I was like, I want to play it, but then it's talking about like World War II, I believe, or was it World War One? I can't remember.
I think all of them have been World War II based.
Yeah. And so I was like, Eh. And it wasn't because the game was bad or the mechanics were bad. I think it was the theme
Sure.
that when we had a whole discussion about wargaming and
Mhm.
theming. You could go back and watch that, but it was just eh, for me. But this was announced where it's Undaunted set in the future, 2200 Callisto, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot because now it'll get me to give the game a try, give the mechanics a try, um, and see how. I actually had a conversation with the designer before where it's a really great story about how he came up with the game, and it actually has to do with his lineage and whatnot. And so I was like, I really want to play your game. It's just the war theme doesn't get me. And now with this, it gives me a chance to try it out.
Yeah, it's a really cool system. I played Undaunted as well. It's like oh, by the way, this is not co-op. FYI, it is solo though. So solo and competitive.
Yeah.
Um, it's cool because you got the you have it's a deck builder, but it's like a reverse deck builder in a sense because you'll be playing these cards to manage your units, but as your units get attacked, there's actually a board with hexes you move around. As units get defeated, you remove cards from your deck, which is interesting.
Oh.
Um, it's very cool. It's a very cool system. Very unique twist on deck building, and it's very I don't want to say abstracted, but very distilled down. Is what comes down to it. It's a smart system. I liked it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Undaunted, I heard was really good. Stalingrad was a really good, but not easy theme wise for sure. Yeah, but yeah, Undaunted, 2200. I think this one's available for purchase. Let me check. Where's my list?
I believe it is because this one's on my list
I think for
to pick
demo
up.
at least.
I think this one's going to be there to purchase.
You might be right. I don't have good notes here. It's at least demoing it for sure. So, but I think it's purchased as well. So, all right, Osprey Games is the one. Find that one. Let's jump to, and since we're on the topic, you had another one this one is also not co-op, but does have is a
It is.
popular
I'm a
one.
solo. Yeah. So this is a Star Realms Academy. So I like Star Realms.
Mm-hmm.
It's a deck builder. So it's a think of it if you liked Hero Realms, which was kind of like a fantasy deck builder. This one is the space version of Hero Realms. Well, this is actually going to be.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I lost him. Oh no. Well, while we wait for Derrick. There you go. You back. You back now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I hear you. Yep, you're
I
good.
can hear you the whole time.
Yes. Somehow your audio coming out wasn't working. You froze.
Did I freeze or something? That's
Yeah, Ryan had it. It's going to be, and then you disappeared.
And I was talking the whole time, which was funny. Because I was hearing you talking, and all of a sudden it was like, oh. I was like, wait, what happened? I think we lost him. I'm right here.
He's teasing Mr. Freeze on DCU, DC United.
Yeah, but this is just this is Academy supposed to be like a fun kid one.
Yeah, fun kid one. Yeah, Star Realms is cool. I liked it. I still play it on occasion on my app every once in a while. So it's a cool deck builder. Very clean approach. So
yeah, and it's gonna have a story to it. So you're young in the academy and you're coming up. Think of it just as that. It's more kid focused, but it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
like as you can see, the age is 7+.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Okay, let's jump to something that is probably not kid focused. Side quest Frostpunk by Glass Cannon Unplugged.
Yep.
So this is not an expansion. This is a whole new game.
Right. They created Frostpunk was a game that their first release out the gate, and I love Frostpunk so much. I think it's a great game. So now they have these side quests for Frostpunk, where I believe it's an escape room style game. because they did the same thing for Nemesis.
Yep.
And so it's going to be just kind of an escape room feel game for Frostpunk. And I'm very interested in this because it's Frostpunk and I suck at escape rooms. So it should all come together for me to die pretty early on.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Like, I don't know what this box on the middle of the
Yeah, I
table
can
is.
explain that. So they did the same thing with Nemesis, where as you're solving clues, you're turning the box and
Yeah.
revealing new things. Your job is to get in to the
Oh,
box. And so to get into the box, you have to solve clues to be able to open the box up. And so as you're solving clues on the sides of the box, then it's giving you a code that you can put in or a combination to unlock and get into the box.
interesting.
Yeah, they did this. I played this at UK Game Expo. I played the Nemesis one at UK Game Expo. I demoed it,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, "This is interesting because you gotta figure out different things before the aliens get you."
That's cool. That's cool. There's no escaping the cold. You're gonna freeze to death. And it's
What's in the box? But yeah, once you're able to get into the box, you from the Nemesis version, I don't know how they're going to play it for Frostpunk, but
yeah,
once you're able to get into the box, you win the game.
that's cool. Retro Curious says I should check Frostpunk out for sure. Never even seen a gameplay of it, but it looks interesting. Yes, there is a guy named Derrick from Canje Studios who's done some excellent
What?
videos on it. Go check it
Who's
out.
that guy? Oh, who's that guy? That guy's a mediocre content creator at best. Yes, I've played it. I've played a couple of the scenarios on my channel, but you
Yeah.
know, check it out if you're interested. There are other people who've done playthroughs who probably
There's
done
lots of
10
playthroughs.
billion miles better job than I did. So check them out, see, and watch the one that works best for you.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see. This one, it was up for pre-order, and this one I'm not sure if it's a purchase, but I assume it's for demo as well. God, Yogi. Best part of watching Canje Studios play in escape room games, he never gets out, so nothing gets spoiled. That's amazing.
It hurts when it's true.
It is true. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Next game on this list is Invincible, the hero builder game.
Yep.
So this is by Dire Wolf and Skybound tabletop, and it is based on the series. I think it's a comic book series first, and then a anime or a cartoon series. And it's superhero themed, but it is very raw. Let's put it that way. So do not watch this with kids at all. Put that out there. It's not for kids.
The first episode, you're watching it and you're like, okay, well, I could watch this with my kids. And then the end of the first episode happens. You're like, okay, I cannot watch this with my children. This is bad.
Yes. It's a cool series though. Do recommend watching it. Just
it
not
is
with
a
kids.
good series.
But anyway, there's this game that's coming out, and it is a bit of a deck builder, but a tableau builder as well. It's like a weird combination of the two. And it's scenario driven, so we have different scenarios to take down the boss. We play as characters from the game. I'm interested. I want to take a look at this one. It's got an interesting combination of mechanics that seem cool. So I'm hoping to go to their table and see the demo and try it out, and then see from there. Because I know Kim really likes the series a lot. And
she does.
Yeah.
She chooses violence.
Exactly.
And this series is violent. It's very violent.
I know this is out for pre-order, so I don't know if they're gonna have copies there. I know some people have gotten their copies. I'm not sure how many people, so
okay,
we'll see. But definitely check this one out.
I don't know enough about this. Hey Kim, I don't know enough. Kim, come downstairs. Come hang out. I don't know enough about. I know about the story, and I've watched the series. I just don't know enough about the game. I think I want to check it out. I just don't know enough about it.
Okay, so Dom has a question. Is the same basic deck building as DC deck builders? No, it is very different. It is. You have every hero has a unique deck of cards to start, and there is a market of cards you can buy from as well. But you're playing cards in front of you, and you have to activate powers to get these super powered abilities, or to get more powerful abilities on top of that. But
Mm.
it's a combination of playing cards in front of you in the tableau and also buying cards for your deck. It's not a strict deck builder and it's not a strict tableau builder. It's like some weird mixture of both.
Okay. Okay.
So they say hero building game. I think it's probably correct because if you put deck builder up there, people would think something that's not, and so I think yeah, it's. I can't speak a whole lot to this because I haven't really seen the rulebook yet.
Okay.
I've just watched a few playthrough of it or so to get a feel for it. Yeah, it looks very interesting, very different.
Okay. Yeah, I'm interested to check it out. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Dice Star has a playthrough. That's the one I watched, Raphael. So go check that one out. So, uh, cool. So Invincible, very curious about that one. Okay, let's keep going. I'm going to jump to a game that I don't know if many people know about because I definitely didn't until I was doing some research. The Gang. So this is cooperative Texas Hold'em. So
What?
I'm interested. I'm interested. So we big fans of The Crew, which is cooperative trick taking. This one sounds like if you took Texas Hold'em poker style stuff, but combined it with like a little bit like the Mind is probably the best way to describe it, and you kind of get the Gang. And well, what I understand it is you will get your initial hand of cards, and everyone gets their hands of cards, and you get some information. I don't know what cards are face up or face down. I'm not sure about that, but there are chips out there, and you need to get the order of who has the best hand in the game. It doesn't matter who wins the hand; it's just whoever has the best hand. And so
Cooperative?
you're working together trying to figure out. Oh, if someone grabs the first place chip quickly, that probably means they have a super good hand. And I believe you see like their one of their cards face up in front of them, so you know like partial information.
Mm-hmm.
But like but if you see they have a really good couple cards, but they don't grab that first place marker very quickly, they might not have a good hand. So like you're working together trying to see if you can't get the order of first to last correctly. So cooperative deduction like party style game sounds cool. I want to check it out. The Gang.
Yeah, I'm cooperative Texas
Yeah,
Hold'em.
the Crew with poker. Yeah, Dom said it. Yeah, you pre-ordered
Yeah.
it. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious. It was Thinker Teamers #1 in their top 10 Gen Con games. Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm curious. My brain just can't seem to understand. So, I'll if it's a Gen Con, I'll check out if somebody's playing it and see what it's like. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm very curious. I think this one could be good. I want to try it out. And like you have to get through. You're actually trying to get into a bank vault, so you have to do this like 3 times to get to the goods.
Mm.
If you don't, you get caught or whatever. Retro
Okay.
Cares got a question. So is it not really co-op? It is co-op. It is co-op. It's not bidding either. It's working together with limited information. You can't really talk about it. Limited communication, right? But you're trying to communicate via how you interact around the game. It's hard to describe. Like I saw someone describe it a little bit like the Mind in that sense, and I think that is a good description. Where the Mind is, you can't say what numbers in your hand, right? In the Mind, you try and play the numbers in order, but based upon how quickly and how I move about or stuff like that, you can get information that way. So I think that is similar in the quote unquote bidding part of it. You're not really bidding; you're just try to cooperatively determine the result of the poker hand before it gets played out. Is what it
Yeah,
comes down to.
I'm definitely I think like my thing. I want to check it out. I'm curious. So I've never played the Crew until I went and hung out with Steve, Colin, and Barrett, and it was a group of people who were savvy in the game, and they were playing, and I was like, I don't know what I da. Should
Yeah,
I don't know.
it takes a while to get up
So
to. Yeah, I totally understand that. So yeah, Yogi, I'm curious too. Like I think I understand how it plays, but I want to try it out because it could be really good, and I don't know. I want to see what it's like. Dom says, yeah, it's like trick taking games where you can call out how many tricks you think you'll do, but it's poker hands instead. That's a good description, Dom. Yep.
Hmm. That's a good description. I'm interested. Yeah.
Yep.
I'll if they have a demo set up, I'll go check it out.
That's true, Yogi. Will not work well with people that don't get poker. That's true. I think that was probably a necessary knowledge going into it. So I don't know. Let's see. I'm like I said, this one surprised me.
Might be
Popped on the
good.
list. I
Yeah.
want to check it
Yeah.
out.
Might be good.
So, and I believe this one's for purchase. Let me check my
Oh,
notes.
okay. Okay.
Um. So, where's my notes here? The gang. Where is it in my list? Yeah, you can purchase it there. Yep. And this one is at Cosmos. You get Cosmos booth. Okay, let's keep going. A few more games and we're done. You know what? I don't have this one prepared. I failed you. Oh, we'll jump here quick and then I'll prepare the other one real fast.
Failed me.
Don't starve. We should talk about this earlier. I skipped over it, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is another Glass Cannon Unplugged. This is their second game that they're making, and so if you've played the IP, if you've played Don't Starve, the video game, you start the game just begins, and your job is to not die. You need to gather resources, build stuff, and make sure the fire doesn't go out. Because if the fire goes out, guess what? You die.
Yeah.
So it's a really fun game for people who enjoy just getting dropped in the middle of nowhere and you have to figure it out. There's no context. You don't know how you got there. All you know is you can gather resources and then you have to build stuff. So it's a survival game that has crafting in it. It's a survival crafting game. There are monsters that are going to attack you, so you have to fight them, and a very large world to explore. If you have not checked out this game and you enjoy crafting games, I'd probably say look at the video game. You'll like it. The art style is beautiful. It's like just kind of scratchy drawn. It's well drawn art, but it's technically, that's also Robinson Crusoe. He doesn't know where or why, but can gather. True, true. So yeah, it's less brutal than Robinson Crusoe, but it's still a hard game.
Yeah.
And you're just like I said, the game begins with you just in the middle of nowhere, no context, no explanation. Figure it out, and you just have to live. You have to find a way to live, to eat, to stay close to the fire at night, or else you're gonna die. And Glass Cannon did a great job with Frostpunk, so they've got a lot of runway with me in terms of Don't Starve. So I'm curious how they're going to do this. They're going to demo it there, and I'm very pumped for it.
Yeah, read this as Don't See. That's probably correct.
Well, that's probably right. That's probably right.
Yeah, this looks really cool. I'm interested. I have no attachment to the video game. In fact, I didn't know it was a video game before the board game was announced. So,
Steve, I think you would like the video game.
I think really... I would too. I think I would like the video game, and I would probably like this board game. Honestly,
yeah.
I want to check it out. It looks really cool. Really cool.
Yeah, a lot of people who don't know about this because you might not be into video games, or it's just one of those things that passed you by, and you're like, oh, when they saw this, oh, it's curious. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised if you go back and look at the video game. It's a lot of fun, and it'll get you excited for the board game for sure.
Raphael has a comment. Says Kingdom Death Monster Light? ?
Not really, because it's not a boss battler at all. It's just a survival crafting game.
Yeah.
It's a third person, so you're not, walking around. You're seeing the camera jump up and down as you move around as you're walking. But
right.
it's just there's monsters that are walking the world that will attack you. What's interesting is that when it's nighttime, you can have a torch and you can run around to keep gathering, but you'll also get hungry. And then the main fire that you're at, you have to keep that going so you can go to sleep without getting murdered in your sleep. So, but it's just, I think you'll find that it's not like Kingdom Death at all. It it's like Terraria is 2D. This is more kind of that isometric 2.5, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Minecraft is crafting. Yeah, I could probably say it falls along those lines though. It's crafting survival. Yeah,
Minecraft
so I'd
Terraria.
probably say
Yeah.
it's along those lines as Minecraft and Terraria.
Cool.
But I prefer it more because it's just fun.
Cool.
It's a fun game.
Okay. Awesome. So, got only, I think, there's one more game on the list. What's this one? We talked about that one already. Yes. Yep, last game on the list. And I have to talk about this one because I love the original iteration of it. So, the Defense of the Realm Legends Edition. So, this is a completely new game based upon Legends of the Realm, which is a very old game at this point. Similar to a Pandemic feel. This is a very different game, actually, how it plays. It's got the same theme where you are heroes in this fantasy realm trying to stop four generals from reaching Monarch City, and it's all about clever card play in this version of it because each character has a unique deck of cards. It's not deck building; you just have a unique deck of cards and you're playing them efficiently. The more actions you take, you can take any number of actions really, but when you're done taking actions, the bad guys will activate based upon how many actions you've collectively taken as a group. So if I do a lot of stuff, the bad guys can do a lot of stuff in a row, then back to us. If I do a few
Oh,
things, the bad guy takes a few things in a row, and it's back to us again.
it's a
So
nice balance. Yeah.
yeah, it's a cool balance system. You kind of have to figure out how best to do it. And the interesting thing about it is if you take if I'm not exactly sure how this works, but there are certain points on the action track that if you land on, it's really good. So you want to take a lot of enough actions to hit certain points. But yeah, you are trying to stop these armies from reaching the center city, and it looks cool. I'm really interested in this one. I have the original one, and from my understanding of it, it's a very different game. So I think having both would be a possibility.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
And this
Seems
one's
I like the
by Greater Than Games. So
yeah, I like the idea of you can do everything you want, but
yeah,
there's consequences to
exactly,
that.
exactly. So that's Defenders of the Realm. Okay, that is all the games I was going to talk about today.
Okay. I still
So
got more
I'm
to talk
curious, real
about.
quick though, which of these games were like jumping out at you, like some of the highest ones? Like people saw this video and they were like curious, like from a Derrick perspective, what are you most excited for?
Marvel United.
Good answer. Speaking of which, there is going to be a promo for Marvel United at Gen Con. So you know we
um,
will be Thursday.
I think that in terms of pickup, I have to pick up the Marvel United promo.
Yeah.
If I could get more than one, I will, only for the reason of offsetting the scalper so I can give it away for free.
Yep.
Sounds weird for me to say that on a
Yep.
Saturday morning. But then after that, I'd probably say I will go for if I thought Undaunted was going to be there because then that was the next one that I was going to go pick up.
Yep.
But probably going to be it's probably going to be Star Realms Academy or Kinfire, which
Okay.
is right behind that for me to go get. What about you?
Ones I'm most excited for is probably I'm most interested in the gang because it sounds very different. It could be a big hit. And then I would say the next one after that is probably Wandering Galaxy. Oh, you know what? There's another game I forgot to mention as well that I should pull up. There's so many games coming up. I can't believe I missed this one. Um, one
A new
second.
co-op announcement from Fantasy Flight Games. Stop it, Yogi. Fantasy Flight Games has enough of my money with Marvel Champions. Oh more.
So I'll bring this one up. A zeroday.exe. This is available for demo play. It's by Poodcat Games, the publisher. And this is a deck building. I'll use the word dungeon crawl. Deck building dungeon crawl cyberpunk game. And so you'll be moving along this map, and it's very scenarios, but fighting bad guys. It's got a lot of inspirations from Gloomhaven. If you like the Gloomhaven like concept of how the enemies work and how they activate type of stuff, it has a feel of that with the hex board and beating up bad guys and going to different rooms. But it is a deck builder by and large because you can be getting cards every single turn, playing cards, a lot of cooperation where you can assist people in the game. It's a very very cool game. I've been playtesting out regularly.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's very very cool. So they'll have a demo there at the booth you can check out. So this is
Okay.
not coming to crowdfunding until probably later this year, I'm guessing.
Okay.
Probably late this year at this point. But go check it out. It's a very very cool game. So
Okay. All right. You think it's a me type of game?
I think you'd like this game. Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
All right.
Have you taken a look at Fate Forge yet? I have not. Such a
I
freak.
oh my friend, it is right here with me. And actually, my plan is to do a recording of that today.
Cool.
So yeah, Fate Forge is next up. I'm very excited for it. I think it's going to be. Read I've read some of the rule book, which took me about 3 days to do. So for people who don't know, I struggle with comprehension in terms of in terms of writing, right? So it was also it was always a struggle for me at school where we'd have to read through something. I would have to read it basically all night before it would sink in. But if I saw something, I got it, right? This is why I'm an engineer. So from engineering, if someone shows you how, as soon as I see it the first time, I know how it works. I understand the ins and outs of the mechanics, and I know how to tweak it to whatever I want. But if you like, hey, here's this 30-page document that will tell you all of that, I will struggle. This is the reason why I struggle with rule books. So it took me 3 days to get through half of that rule book. However, I understand how the game works, and so therefore I can check it out, play it, and see how it goes.
Yeah, curious for that one. Okay, before we go too long, I want to give some time for people to see the announcement of like where people can meet up with us. So,
Yep.
there is a JW Marriott that is connected to Gen Con. And this is every single day it's available for this. There's a grand ballroom there. That's the name of it, the location, but it's an open game space. You go there anytime. There's also open game state at the convention as well. You can go to one of the stands they have there and talk to someone. They'll tell you what tables are available for what hours you're there for. It's not hard to find the table, honestly. But if you're looking for something outside the convention, this is a place. Now, I bring this up because I enjoyed Gen Con, but Saturday's the busiest day, and I've really enjoyed stepping away from the Gen Con at that point. And so we did this last year, and it was a blast, and we're gonna do it again this year. But basically, at Jaded Marriott, the Grand Ballroom, it's gonna be Kim and me. Derrick's gonna be there. Colin and Baron from Meet Me at the Table are gonna be there as well. Jen Kim plays board games. She's probably gonna be there for part of it too. I'm not sure how long she's gonna be there, but long story short, a ton of we're gonna be there all the whole time. But other content creators and publishers are be stopping by. We'll have a couple tables there, and we're just gonna play games all day.
Yep. Yeah.
So
bring your game if you bought something and you want to try it out.
Yep.
The rule book reader will be there. So, but bring your game, grab a table, let's play some games. I think that's the thing that I really love about this event. It's not, oh well, we'll go there and there's this time thing. I mean, it's time. There's a time frame that we run it because that's how it goes. But
yeah,
you bring your games, we have games there. Somebody else brings their games, and you just crack the plastic, lift the lid, and let's play some games.
Exactly.
And I love that.
So yeah, the 9 to 5 at the Grand Ballroom Saturday at Gen Con. Anytime during that time period, stop by. We'll be there. Stop by, come say hi at the very least. Or if you want to sit down and play a game with us, we'd love to do that. So we'll just be there playing games, hanging out the whole time. So
yeah, I'm going to be there a little earlier.
Yes,
just to make sure that we get the space that we need. But
well, I'm telling everyone 9 to 5 because we'll be there earlier to get the space set up.
Yeah, so if you want to come earlier, you can. Just know that for people who are not early morning people, you could For people who are not early morning people, we set the 9, right? So it's like, okay, well, if you wake up and go,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna be there a lot earlier than that. So if you come and you want to play games, then I might be the only one there.
I'll be with you.
Oh, you'll be with me?
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
travel together. So
It'll be
yeah.
the two of us playing a game. Probably when if you come early, you'll be like, oh, they're the only 2 people in here. Yes, we are. We are
Yeah.
early risers.
I'll have a little sign so you can, because there's a lot of tables in the Grand Ballroom, but there'll be a co-op guild sign so you can find where we're sitting. So make it a little bit easier. But yeah. So honestly, come swing by, hang out with us. It's not a ticketed event. It's not an official event. I actually talked to Gen Con about that, and for what I wanted, it's not something they would be able to support us in that sense. So we're just going to do this open gaming table space at JW. So,
and if you're part of the co-op guild Discord, once we get into the room, we'll post on there the room number, the floor number, and with way enough time for you to decide, when you want to stop by.
right.
So you'll know where exactly we are.
Yeah, last year we played some fun stuff. We had an awesome game of Nemesis that was like a 5-player game, was it?
Yeah, and it was a rotating 5-player game. People were just popping in and popping out,
That's
which
right.
was great.
So we did Nemesis, we did Spider-Geddon, Marvel United Spider-Geddon.
We played Spider-Geddon.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know Chris, he's on our Discord and on live chat every once in a while. He's bringing a more portable version of Marvel United, so we might be playing that with him as well. So it might be a lot of Marvel United while there. Any new games we pick up, we'll play, of course. I haven't figured out what we're going to bring yet, but we'll be bringing our games as well. So there'll be plenty of things to play.
Yeah, I played there's a game by Postmark Games where it's a roll and write where you're walking around like following I forgot what it's called, but I was taught that by Sarah. Dan was there. He was playing some games with his buddies at a table. We had Zach, who is a Locator Gaming, who was there. He was playing some games with his family. Rob from Rob's Gaming Table was there. They were playing and recording Lorcana. So they were playing a game of Lorcana. They just stopped by for a little bit, and it was just cool to have everybody just come by and play some games. The designer from Games, he came through and he played some games with
Brandon.
us.
Yep.
Brandon. And so many different ones. Like I said, it's just really great to see that people just want to come by, hang out. Yep. And there will be food. So the plan that I have for that, Dan, in terms of the food situation, I am going to do again just a large order of pizza. So if for those who want to contribute, fine, contribute. If you don't, you don't. That doesn't stop you from getting pizza, right? We're gonna order a lot of pizzas from the same place and just have it there for people to just grab, eat, and it doesn't matter. Even if you're coming and you're like, man, the con hall was rough, I'm just gonna stop by, say hi to Steve, tell Steve he's an awesome content creator, grab some pizza, and then head back out.
I'll probably tell Steve that too, because it's not this Steve you're talking about, someone else.
It's like whenever Barrett spells my name wrong, I'm like, I know that guy's probably awesome, but that's not me. So that's the thing. It's don't feel that because you only got 5 minutes and you're like, I just don't want to go there 5 minutes. Stop in for 5 minutes, say hi. We want to meet you, and then continue on with your con. It's just an addition to Gen Con for you to just come and have a good time.
There may be other opportunities to meet, but they won't be planned ahead, scheduled ahead to meet up with us. They'll probably pop up randomly on the Gen Con channel on our Discord, Co-op Guild Discord. But this one is scheduled, so 9 to 5 at JW Marriott.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Zach. I have talked to him. I hope he's doing well too. So yeah.
Yeah, I think Zach usually gets inundated with the tax season, and he vanishes for a while. But I don't know if something has occurred. I haven't heard from Zach in a while either.
Yeah,
so.
I haven't either.
I'll check on him and see how he's doing.
Retro Cares got a question, maybe a stupid question, but will you be in Spiel 2?
One day.
One day, yes. I want to go to Spiel. I do.
Yeah, I have to plan a trip because when I go to Essen, I don't want to just go to Essen for Spiel
Hmm.
because I'm flying to Germany.
Hmm.
I would like to enjoy Germany,
Probably
right?
Heidelberg. That's a popular location.
so
Yeah.
my when I do plan a trip like that, it's probably going to be an extended trip so I can enjoy the
Yeah.
country as
Yeah.
well as go to Spiel.
For sure. Yeah, I don't have the finances to do it for Richard Care, but whenever I do, I want to make the trip for sure. Derek, will you be carrying one of those flags for recumbent bikes?
I don't know what that means. I feel so ignorant. What does that mean?
Recumbent bikes are the bikes you sit down, and your feet are in front of you, and you're sitting in a normal chair.
And they have the like the flag
You have a
thing that
tall
comes up.
flag so people can see you because they're low profile. So that we can find you.
Oh, that is awesome.
Actually,
Well,
Bear will
according to
appreciate that because he's always mentioned to you, yeah, meet me here, and you're never there. You've gone someplace else.
well,
Follow the flag.
I keep telling them, I'm like, if I'm 8 feet tall, you should be able to find me.
That's right. That's right. Oh man.
No, we'll post the room number, so that and the
I
floor
don't think it
number.
has a room number though. I think it's just
Yeah, it
grand
does.
ballroom.
Well, oh, okay. So
It might have a number.
we'll
I'm not
post what
sure.
floor it's on, at least, so they can
Oh,
know
it's on
how
like
to
the
get it.
second or third floor. I can't remember
Yeah,
exactly.
we'll post it.
Yeah, there's signs as soon as you enter the building that says grand ballroom this way. It's pretty easy to get there. So
yeah, and but we'll make sure you find
yeah,
it so you
for
can
sure, for sure. But yeah, that's always fun hanging out, playing games, just the whole day. So, and we'll be around, of course, various points throughout the convention. Uh,
Yeah. Are there any? I guess the thing to ask is just: are there any questions about Gen Con that y'all are curious about that we can answer? I know we don't have a lot of time left, so just kind of. Um, hey, Cynthia. So,
I'll
if
go
is
Cynthia.
there any questions y'all have that you're curious about Gen Con, about the meetup, um, games in general? Why
Yeah.
Steve is awesome, you know?
I I will say that if you are planning on being at the playing at this event on Saturday with us, and there's a game you want to try that you know we have, let us know because we can bring it. Well, you're flying, Derek, but it might be a little hard for you. But I'm driving, so I can bring just about anything. So just let me know ahead of time.
Yeah.
Do you guys go to con exclusives while you are there? Oh,
Yes,
get con
we
exclusives.
get the Marvel United ones.
Yeah,
I hate that they do it, but what are you gonna do, right? So we go get that one. I try to get as many of them as I can so that I can just give them away,
yeah,
right?
same.
Because I already realized that not everyone is financially able to make it to Gen Con,
Right.
which puts them at a disadvantage. So I just kind of want to give back to the community. So I try to get as much as I can to just say, if you're not financially able to make it, but you love Marvel United,
Or
here you
I think it's a
go.
cool. Sorry, cool. Cthulhu Death May Die might have a promo as well. They had
Oh
the
yeah,
Godzilla thing.
Godzilla.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Rook says, how do demos work when you go to Gen Con, or is it that you play a round of it and ask the designers questions? I'll let you answer that one, Steve.
There's two approaches to demos. There are events which are scheduled. You have to get a ticket in advance, and you will play through the whole game experience. The other demos are at each booth. So you walk in a booth. You might have to wait in a short line, hang around for a bit, but you sit down and play a game. Normally, those are shorter versions of the experience. You'll get the experience for sure, but you won't play a full game. You'll play, I don't know, whatever makes sense for the game. And sometimes there are specific scenarios created just for Gen Con. So it's like this is not an official scenario or gameplay in the book or in the, but they made it a bridge version just so you get the experience. So you sit down, you play at the table, and then oftentimes the designers are around, or the publishers at least, and you can ask any questions you want with them. I've had a lot of really fun conversations with people on that front. Yeah, it's a great time.
Yeah, yeah. It's always a good time chatting with the designers. By and large, they're pretty cool people.
Yeah, exactly. Games have a demo mode for short game rules that, and Spiel does it too. Exactly. It's very common for that, but it works out. Speaking of which, and you mentioned this for the JW Merit event.
Mm.
Dark Horizon Games, the publisher, they made Earth Under Siege, and
Mm.
this is it's basically XCOM the board game. Honestly, it's a stealth game. aliens have taken the world. You're on a elite. You're part of an elite force to sneak in, take the bases back from the aliens. And he's going to stop by our gathering here, our Gen Conapalooza. So, and he'll be teaching that Earth Under Siege game. So he'll have a copy with him with a designer. He'll sit down and play with you guys. It's not an official event or anything. He's just there. I've been talking with him. I wanted to play the game with him, so we'll be playing with him. But I think he's gonna have an abridged version as well. So if you guys just want to try it out real quick, he'll be there. So, so he'll be there for I don't know how long. He'll be there in the afternoon. As last I talked to him, like around 1 o'clock. I also understand that Alex from Board Game Co will be stopping by to try out the game as well. Okay. The designer. So, depending on when if you come in the afternoon, you might catch Alex. I'm sure there'll be other people stopping by. Open Owl Studios. Some of them might be swinging by at some point too, just like last year. So I guess I know Natalie is also there from Open Owl. So I don't know exactly who's going to show up and when. All I know is like from 9 to 5, the Co-op Guild, Canje Studios, and Meet Me at the People. We're all committed to be there the whole time. So.
And Gen Cam.
And she could be the whole time though.
No, she. I think she said that she's gonna pop in because she's got a bunch of other stuff.
So there'll be other people there for sure, but we're gonna be there the whole time. So, but yeah, yep. Sorry I had to step out. I'm not going this year, but would like to go next year and meet y'all. Complicated from Quebec City. Yeah, it's true. No problem, Elaine. I'd love to meet you at some point. Do we get a board game backpack?
Yeah. Do we stay close or far from the event? Ooh, lodgings.
Good question, Elaine. I've done both. At this point in my Gen Con experience, I prefer to stay far.
So, you're supposed to stay far? Really?
Yeah, I do.
I don't.
Well, farther away, just because, like, well, I'm an introvert person, so, like, there's so much people and energy going around. I like to, every once in a while, I need to step away and just, like, recharge. You know? Yeah. And getting away from that lets me get into, it's easy to get to, like, restaurants and stuff like that. I prefer that experience than to have to, like, wait in line and be around. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of fun being around everybody, but I need to recharge on occasion. So.
Yeah. Fair, you know, that's a fair comparison. You drop me in the middle of a large group of people and I'm on.
Yeah, true statement.
So I prefer my reasons for staying close is purely because if I purchase anything, I don't want to carry it around with me all day, so I can take it back and drop it off at the hotel room.
Yeah.
And my experiences of staying of the 2 years of Gen Con, this will be my 3rd year. I stayed close. It's expensive. It's expensive to stay closer, but I have, like, my first year, I bought a carload of games, and not having to lug that around all day and just drop it off at the hotel was a godsend. But being in a group of tons of people, that's my battery charge up, but like overflow. And I always tell Steve whenever I come for a game of Palooza, as soon as Steve's like, okay, we're done for the day, I'm gonna get some rest. As soon as he says that, and I realize that the fun's over for the day, I immediately bottom out. But so I don't know I'm tired when I'm with people because my battery's constantly charged, that I don't realize I'm tired until I'm by myself, and then I just crash.
For sure.
Extrovert life.
Yeah. Make sure you play the new Icario's Battles expansion, Steve. Should be awesome. Yeah, I did play.
We demoed it. We
demoed it at one point, so it's pretty cool. I needed balancing the one we played the demo, but that's all easy to fix. So, Brookside question: Do they ever come out with Gen Con exclusives, or is it more or less the same as retail? They're exclusives, yes.
They're exclusives. You can't get them anywhere else unless you buy them for a ridiculously high price on the aftermarket.
I'm annoyed by it. I wish they didn't do it. Actually, well, hold on. Let me rephrase that. I'm okay with having exclusives you can get. I'm going to use the word exclusive, but I'm going to change that. Let me put it this way. Promos. Promos at a convention where, like, you can get in line, you get a free promo from some game or not. As long as that publisher sells it directly from the website later.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of like a early release
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
I think
that's
that's fine.
my ideal situation. That way, because like I said, people can't afford to go, whatnot. And honestly, you're getting for free, which is nice, but you're paid all that money to get to the convention anyway.
Yeah.
But paying for it after the fact, I think is very fair to supplement that.
And Chris says, can't you just drop your stuff off at your car? You can.
That's what
You
I
can
do.
go back out to your car, drop it off. That's what a lot of people do. I
That's
mean,
what I
that's what
do.
I'm going to do this year.
Mm-hmm.
When I purchase anything, I'm just going to drop it off at the car and come back in.
Yep.
It's the convenience of having a hotel room that is
Right.
super. It's just
Right.
convenient. That's it.
Yeah. No, that's what I do. I just drop out the car and good. And honestly, I don't buy a ton of games at Gen Con anymore. I used to buy a lot when I one of the first years.
Yeah.
But so now for me it's more about demoing and hanging out and stuff. Just because I don't know. It's not why I go to the convention to buy games necessarily.
Well, it changes, right?
Yeah.
So you will see a direct trend from people who first time they go to Gen Con, they're gonna buy a bazillion games, fill up the car, and play like 30 of them.
Yeah, right.
Then as they keep coming back, you'll see them buy less and less games because I think what we do, and I don't know if we chatted about this before, maybe we did, but where as you're in the hobby longer, you refine down the type of games that you like to play.
Right.
And it's not that you get more picky, it's just more you refine down to and then you start getting realistic on, all right, am I gonna play this a ton or not? Is this my theme or not? And so you'll start buying less and less games.
Yeah, that's definitely where I'm at. Tim's got a question. Is the price any better at Gen Con than on sale on websites?
Sometimes.
By and large, no.
Sometimes.
I agree with you. I'll go with the asterisk. Yeah. By and large, no. You'll pay MSRP, and that's because the booths are very expensive at Gen Con.
Yeah.
Now, the sometimes I agree with Derrick is on Sunday. On Sunday, they have to pack everything up and bring it back. And
everything must go.
Exactly. Then you can get deals because they want to bring stuff back. They won't get rid of that stock.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Everything must go on Sundays. So if you're going to stay until the last day of the con, when it's coming down to the last hour, you see people start packing up, go make your deals.
Perfect. Yep.
Let's see. There was another question I saw.
What do you recommend for the first time con attendees? How to organize time, choose events, etc. That's a good question, Raphael.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead.
The first time. All right. Well, one easy mistake I would say when we're going to Gen Con is too many events. There's tons of events to do, a lot going on, and you can sign up for all these events, which are really fun. But when you have back-to-back events, I found that to be a fairly negative experience. It can be a little bit stressful. Like, oh man, I have to get from this point to this point in time. I don't have time to do anything else. I don't have time to eat or whatever not. So definitely sign up for events, but I would target 1 to 2 a day, max. Honestly, for your first day at Gen Con, I would not do any events.
Right. Walk the hall.
Walk the hall. You could do nothing. You can sign up for 0 events and still not do everything at Gen Con. The hall, you can spend all 4 days at the hall and not see everything.
Yep.
There's so much there. You'll be fine. So the biggest advice I could say is don't feel like you have to fill your time. Your time will be filled no matter what you do. Guaranteed. So, but I would say the first thing is, like, honestly, just have fun the first day. Don't stress about it. Just walk around, look at things.
And if you're worried about missing events because they sell out, they sell what's called generic tickets.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy generic tickets at any time.
That's right.
And you can go to an event because the events never always fill up. Like it has to be something that is completely crushing it for it to always be filled with people. I think the first year and the release of Lorcana was that exception where everyone wanted to play it, so it just sold out. But by and large, all events don't sell out. People decide not to show. They cross book for whatever, they get sick, they're not feeling well, or they're tired or whatever, for whatever reason. So when you get these generic tickets, and you can pick them up at any time you want,
Mhm.
you can go and say, hey, I got these generics, is there any way I can get in? They'll say sure, take it, and you go play the game. So
Yep.
you will never be there. By and large, it'll be very few and far between where you're not able to get into an event with a generic.
Absolutely. The
um
the
mhm.
other tip I'll give, and I mentioned this earlier, but I'll reiterate it here, is finding table space to play a game. Um, do not I do not recommend going to the event hall, not the exhibitor hall, the event hall where you have all the demos and everything, to find a table and start playing a game. And I say that because those tables are scheduled for various events, and if you sit down and play and that space is reserved and they need it, you have to pick up a game and you have to leave, right? Leave that space.
Not always. Not always. There are free
Correct.
open spaces. Yeah.
Correct. They're at open spaces, but you don't know where they are, so you have to go to the booth. Go to the booth, ask. They're very nice about it. They will help you out. I've never had a bad experience talking to people at the booth and say, hey, is there open table space? Where can I go? And they'll point you to an open table. You can sit down for and tell you how many hours you have it open for, and you can sit and play, and not be interrupted. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
biggest
You can
advice, because
also,
I hear that from a lot of people, like, there's no place to play games. They're all booked. I'm like, no, just go talk to someone. There's always space.
there's tons of space to
Tons of space.
play, and you can actually reserve a space if you want.
You can.
You could. I know that Janet's done that, where she's like, "Hey, I grabbed this section of the table from X for like 3 hours. We're over here playing games if y'all want to come."
Mhm.
And so, you can reserve space if you just need to go there. If you need to decompress and your hotel is off, far out, and you don't want to drive out, you still want to get back in it, you can reserve a space there and sit down. There's actually an area for people who I forgot what it's considered. It's sorry, it's jumping on my brain. But if that type of oppressive thing is coming in and you need to get away,
Mhm.
Gen Con actually supplies an area for people to go to just kind of sit in silence
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
and decompress and come and re-regulate and everything. They
Absolutely.
cater to that
Yep.
because they know not everybody is able to be in these large crowds and be okay.
Yep. Yeah. So those are the big tips on organizing plays. I think we already talked about the shoes, a big one. Good footwear is huge. Oh yeah, food and snacks. I have found myself so distracted, like I forget to eat. Like, and I think it happens to a lot of people. Like, bring just some snacks to eat to hold you through the day, because you need to keep your energies up. So
Yeah, yeah. We got some more questions. Would you do any live streams from the meetup at the Gen Con Palooza at Gen Con?
I don't know. I don't know. I want to. My hesitation is bandwidth.
I can so
Go
at
ahead.
the JW Marriott, I was able to get their corporate
Oh.
access, which had no one on it.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So I was able to do that last year. I can see about doing that again this year if you want to, but that's up to you.
Let's talk out after this. After this.
Okay. All
So
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's try to figure out, Rook. I would love to do a live stream with
Yeah,
everyone.
because Rob from Rob's Gaming Table wanted to do a live stream
Mm-hmm.
of Lorcana while he was at the JW,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was able to talk to the people and said, talk, blah, 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 throw my hands around like this,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they were like, yeah, no problem. Here's our corporate connector, and so we
Okay.
got the password, and he was able to stream.
Yeah. Well, I would love to do something this year from having all of
Yeah.
us together. That'd be really, really
Yeah,
cool.
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Yep.
Next question: do you need to bring cash to Gen Con?
Do not. You do not need it.
Well, once again, this is the asterisk on that.
Okay.
If you want to do the bargain things on Sunday,
That's true.
yes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You do not need cash for Gen Con at all unless you are saying, hey, I want to get the deep discount on Sunday because I want to haggle and buy some games. Yes. If you bring cash, it will go a lot smoother for you.
Yeah.
uh, you know, that could work.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. I think that's all the questions.
Yeah. So we talked about snacks. We talked about footwear, hotels. I think we talked about hotels. It all depends on the price that works for you.
I guess one other thing I can mention real quick is hand sanitizer.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
I recommend buying some hand sanitizer because you'd be touching a lot of games, a lot of components, and there's something called the con crud. So where you just feel gross and kind of sickly, not like sick, but like sickly. I'm not sure to describe it.
It's you get sick because
basically, yeah,
you don't know what you get. You get something from anywhere, but
exactly.
Hand sanitizer is your way.
It's kind of, yeah. Long story short, like honestly, wearing a mask would help if you want to wear a mask. It's optional, of course, but that type of stuff. Hand sanitizer I've always done, because that's often how you get germs going. But like that's a good tip. So, are there food or drink restrictions at Gen Conapalooza?
Only what you. I mean, what you bring in. Like if you bring snacks, if it fits in your bag, no one cares.
Yeah.
But
I'll have to check the hotel. I'm not sure if they have any
how's the what?
restrictions.
Sorry.
The hotel.
Which one for our Saturday event?
Yeah.
They don't care.
I don't think they care. I think you bring just about anything.
Yeah, you can bring about anything in there. I mean, no alcoholic beverages, please.
Yeah.
This is not that type of event. So, but I think that there's not really much to deal with in terms of restrictions.
Right. Yeah. I think Derrick was referring to the quiet room. Yes.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yeah. So you can just go in there and just.
Yep.
Like I said, I as an extrovert, I've had to learn that not everyone's like me. I not everyone is willing to walk up to a complete stranger and just sit down and talk with them. However, there is a space for you to just kind of decompress and re-regulate.
You make me not want to join ever. Yeah,
it's every con.
Exactly.
It's not just Gen Con. If you go to any con, you run yourself potential for the con crud.
Exactly.
And so, just make sure you sanitize your hands and you're fine. Also, I want. So I'll put this caveat because the first time it happened to me, I was like, JC, my goodness. And so it was more while you're there. I would highly recommend that people take a shower at least once a day, right? If you're not that person, do it please, because there are people who are there overnight, sans deodorant, and the smell gets the smell around them could be
strong.
Unique.
Yes.
A unique odor. So for those people, all I say is just roll on some deodorant, please, God.
Yeah. Few and far between, fortunately, but you still
few and far between, but you know it. But you know it when you pass it.
That's right. So. Oh yes, basic hygiene, please.
Yep. Try to, in terms of rest, though. Even for me, I have to be mindful because I could burn myself out and not know it. Is try to give yourself some time to just step away and regroup. It's gonna be hot outside, to be honest. It should be a Gen Con promo. But it will be hot out. It's it's summertime. So outside's gonna be pretty sweltering. So try to get inside, stay cool, stay hydrated. Bring extra deodorant, please. Just pack it in your bag.
Easy. But it's a great time, honestly. It's so fun. I have a blast every time I go. I'm looking forward to this year, especially Saturday. Saturday is just so fun to hang out and play these games we've been talking about. So
this is my first year ever getting a press badge, so I'm pumped. I want that morning coffee.
You know what? I can say this. I've never gotten a press badge.
That's right. Kim got it.
Kim got it. Yes.
Right? Yeah.
I applied for one, and we're too small of a channel to get to, unfortunately. So they gave us one, and I guess they randomly gave it to one of us. And Kim got it, and the kid's like, "I don't want this," and she's getting all these press emails and stuff, and she's pouring to me. So.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get anything grand from it. It's just you get free coffee in the morning, from what Barrett describes, because he and Colin, I believe, have gotten it multiple times. So
yeah.
I want my free coffee.
I don't drink coffees. I'm good. So. Anyway, okay, but seriously, if you go, please, if you happen to see us, say hi. I'd love to meet you guys. So
yeah.
You know the Gammon Plant demands a press pass.
Yeah, that's probably right. That's like, at least she chooses violence. Let's give it to her.
That's right. That's right. Excellent. Okay, well, I think that's going to wrap up our Gen Con chat. We're probably not to start a channel.
That's the way to do it. I get free coffee.
Speaking of which, if you guys ever start channels and you want to know what goes on behind the scenes, how we do things, ask us. We're open books. We'll help you out. We'll show you the tips and tricks. I've been on plenty of video chats with other content creators, showing them exactly what I do behind the scenes and help them out. I want to make you guys succeed. So, yeah. Succeeds in an intimidation chat. Yes.
You've been playing too much Baldur's Gate 3, my friend.
Okay, so that's all we got for today. What do you got coming up, Derrick, on your channel?
I am going to soon be recording Fate Forge. Play that. I have Arkham Horror, which I haven't scheduled yet, but it is tomorrow. I'll be playing that with Kate and Cynthia. And there's some other games that I'm looking behind me here, but there's some other games. I'm waiting for the. I got a lot of really great feedback from Explore It, the campaign that I played.
Mm-hmm.
I want to continue it, but I have to wait until I get the campaign sheets. And people were like, well, you could just print them out. That's cool. I don't have a printer. So I can't print them out. I would love to. If they were digital to where I can auto-fill them out digitally, I would do that. But I know there's an app that lets you do it. I don't want to use the app. I just want to use the paper. So I reached out to the designer, to Jonathan, and said, hey, can I pay for some sheets to get sent? And I think he's going to be sending them off soon. But as soon as I get them, I plan to continue that campaign.
Cool.
Yeah. So a lot of cool stuff coming to the channel. More Marvel Champions, because I'm really digging that game now.
Nice.
What do you got coming, Steve?
We're going to keep going with our Flame and Fang playthrough series. I'm not sure we're going to do 1 or 2 next week. I'm going to debate that, but that'll be Monday for sure. Keep on with that one for a bit. And I'm not sure what Wednesday is going to be, that again or something different. I got to talk to Kim about what we're going to do for that. So
okay. All right. And we're both awaiting season 3 of Marvel United.
End of August.
Yeah, so when that delivers, we'll start playing that again. And I don't know if Dom's still in the chat. I saw him in there, but Dom, we are ready for map, sir. We're ready for campaign map season 3, good sir. Bring it on.
So, yep. Well, a lot of fun stuff coming up soon. That's for sure. So,
yep.
All right. That's all I got. You got anything else, Derrick?
Not really. Are you guys backing DC United? Raphael?
Not currently.
Yes. There's a bear in the woods. Yes.
Not currently. No, we're in a no buying phase yet. So, we're talking about it. So,
well, you got time. You got 20 something odd days, more releases and more content. So you got time. You got time to think about it.
Yeah, I think we'll know before the campaign ends, so that'll help a lot.
Yeah. I'm just gonna resign myself to say yes, I'm going all in.
Yeah.
So cool.
So.
Yeah, no, but I have nothing new. Thanks everybody for joining.
Mm-hmm.
Just hit that like and sub button, build the guild, all that good stuff.
Sounds good. All right, thanks everyone for stopping by. We'll see you next time at the guild. Bye-bye.